Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another video. Hope y'all are having a good day. I've been trying to record a video of me just sitting and talking for a while, and it hasn't really been working out. So I decided to just kind of do this now instead of putting it off for any time longer. Today is Sunday, March 10th. It's been an okay day so far. I'm not gonna lie. I just got done kind of cleaning up my room and rearranging and things like that. That's not important, but still, I just want to let y'all know I just got back from Atlanta. Went to this little thing in the park, but I'm back and here to talk to y'all, man. It's been a while since I really made a video in general, but it's been a while since I made a video like this, and I just kind of want to do my thing. You feel me? It's gonna be a little all over the place, so forgive me in advance. But yo, welcome, man. Hope y'all are doing great. So, don't really have a specific topic in mind. I just kind of want to have talk about life, man. Sometimes that's all you gotta talk about. But my main focus at this point in my life right now really is just action. I think for a while I've been really complacent, really lazy, really stagnant, really not giving all of my energy into the things that really matter in this life. And it's been due to a lot of things. Sometimes it's due to my mental health. My mental health hasn't been the best lately. I will be the first to say that. My mental health has not been the best, and that's been mostly one of the reasons why things have been the way they've been. It's been a mixture of stress, a mixture of family issues, a mixture of financial issues, things like that, I'm pretty sure a lot of us are also, going through. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm the only person going through things right now, because it's not the truth. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm going through things, and it's like, yeah. But sometimes we let the things happening in our lives take our attention and our focus and our energy away from the things that we really want out of life. And sometimes when we get like that, it's okay to take a few steps back. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take a break. Yet you got to make sure that you're still doing what you got to do. I think my problem was I would find ways to distract myself, or find ways to run away from the things that I need to do, or the things that are causing me some type of pain. And instead I'll go to my comfort zone, or I'll run away from it, or I'll try to distract myself. And that's not the way to go. I think in life, we have to understand that there are going to be challenges and there are going to be obstacles that come our way, but it's so much more important for us to really push through the things that are causing us pain, and fighting through it instead of letting it kill us, to be honest with you. But it's easier said than done, of course. It takes patience, it takes time, it takes discipline, it takes a good mindset, it takes getting into certain routines to push you away from your comfort zone. I think for me, I've been really stuck in my comfort zone just because I feel like I'm not ready and I'm not qualified for what's coming my way. And I think that's the thing that's really been keeping me stuck, is I feel like I'm not ready, but I can't rely on my own timing. Only timing I can rely on is God's. If God says you're ready, just go. Don't hold back. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Go. Because I promise you, once you get through the little, you know what I'm saying, the little speed bump, the little road bump, the little, can't even find the words for it, but you know what I mean. That point where you feel like you're transitioning from your comfort zone to, the more uncomfortable space. That's the part where you gotta trust God in. Especially if the thing you want is big, especially if you're a dreamer like I am personally. I have really big dreams and goals for my life. It's going to take a lot to get there. It's going to be challenging, but it's 1,000% worth it. And one thing that I've been learning, is patience. I've been learning patience for a while, but true patience is understanding that, it's going to take a while to get there, but you can't sit around and wait for it to happen. Patience is walking and trusting the path that you're on, without knowing exactly where the destination is or exactly when you're going to get to the destination. But it's about walking by faith, not by sight. It's one thing I've been trying to, live by is walk by faith and not by sight. And Walking by faith, like I said before, it's going along your journey. It's trusting your journey without really seeing an end in sight, but knowing that you're going to get there eventually. And yeah, like I said, it's easier said than done. I think we like to say these things, but it takes a lot to really practice it. It takes a lot to really put it in action. And that leads me to my next point, action. That's one thing I've been struggling with too. It's really putting action behind my words, because you can say a lot, but if you don't do it, it's just, you're just speaking to speak. And sometimes it's just like, sometimes you just gotta stop talking and start doing. Like really, I feel like my thing for a while is I would say everything I want. I would say it to someone else, or I say it to myself, and like you get that, you like when you say the things you want out loud. Like for example, I'm gonna be a millionaire, or so I'm gonna have a nice house one day. You get that dopamine from saying it, but at the same time, if you don't really work towards it, you're just speaking to speak, and that's just the truth. And sometimes you really just need to shut up. I'm being honest. Sometimes you can't speak about your goals, especially around other people, because that envy and that jealousy, or just the doubt from someone else, can rub off on you, and that energy will bring your whole motivation down. So move in silence. You know what I mean? Move in silence, and don't tell people you're moving in silence. Just move in silence. Do your job. Do what you gotta do. Work hard. Grind. And people are going to eventually see how much you put in. They might not see the vision right now. They might not see what you're doing behind the scenes, but once it comes into fruition, they're going to see it. And from that point on, do as you please. But for the time being, keep it to yourself, keep it with God, and keep it with people who are along the same path as you, and the people who really believe in you, but at the same time, people who you can, give that same energy to. Because one thing that'll kill your dreams is having the wrong people around you. And that could be family, it could be friends, it could be the people you work with. If you surround yourself with people who don't have ambition, or people who don't have any type of goals, or people who always are thinking negative, you got to keep your distance from them. If it's family, you got to do it. If it's friends, cut them off. You feel me? It's this point in life is all about getting what you want and getting what you deserve. I think we spent a lot of time, me personally, feel like I spent a lot of time focused on the things that I don't have, or limiting myself, or putting myself down. And it's like, living like that will get you nowhere. But the more you allow yourself to have things, when you speak more positively about yourself, when you spread more self-love, it gives you more freedom, gives you more happiness. It gives you, the guidance and the mindset you need to go after your goals. And yeah, it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be fun, but I feel like the journey is the most important part. That's one thing I've also been trying to learn. It's so much more important to appreciate and be grateful for the journey you're on than wishing it was over, or letting the journey, meaning the obstacles, the challenges, the things you have to overcome to get to a certain point. Enjoy that. Be grateful for that, because I promise you, what you get out of it is gonna be worth it. I promise. I'm at a point in my journey where it's like, it gets hard to wake up sometimes. It gets hard to get out the bed. It gets hard to pray, and it's been a challenge for me. For the past few weeks, I've been really just going through it mentally, and like I said, not wanting to get out of bed, not really, feeling the best. But I had to take time to sit and realize, okay, what is this really teaching me? What am I getting out of this? Or really just finding some type of gratitude in this journey. Sometimes you got to sit and just talk to God about, okay, what is this doing for me? Or like, what are you trying to teach me? How can I grow? And it's a lot to it, it's a lot to it. But when you really sit time and reflect or assess yourself and just do some shadow work, you'll learn. You'll really understand why certain things are happening. Because sometimes it could just be the fact that you're not really sticking to certain routines, or you're not, you're still giving in to certain temptations, or you're still doing certain habits that you should have cut off a long time ago, or maybe you're just surrounded by the wrong people and you're in the wrong environment. Sometimes you just gotta listen for the signs through all the chaos. Sometimes it just takes a minute to just sit with yourself. Let's take a second, everybody. Just breathe. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just reset and just focus your mind. Sometimes it's just really important to breathe. I know I've been saying a lot and really moving a little bit too fast, and that's my own fault. Like, I naturally talk fast, and it's like everything in here is just coming out of here. So you got to take a second to breathe and just slow down. That's one thing we don't do. We don't slow down enough. I understand, life is always moving. Life is so fast paced, and it's like the moment you blink, you don't miss something. But it's really important to just slow down sometimes. Maybe it just means walking a little bit slower. Maybe it means talking slower. Maybe it means just breathing and then really just taking in everything. Every morning I try to just ground myself. I breathe in. Feel me? You breathe in. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, breathe out for 8 seconds. And then do that 3 to 4 times and really just open your eyes and feel present. That helps me feel present, helps me ground myself. I think, especially for me, I'm always in my head. I never really feel present. So it's like, if I stay in that mindset, if I stay in that vibration, whatever, for too long, I get really just kind of down. I get sad. I don't really feel like I'm here. And I get like that a lot, but I'm learning to really just kind of be present. Sometimes you gotta feel the wind, hitting your skin. And sometimes you just gotta hear the sounds around you. Just kind of take it in, almost like meditation, but like just in the real world, taking in the sounds, noticing your breath, noticing the way way your feet feel, you touch the ground, and hearing the people around you and just feeling those vibrations. It takes a lot, but it's a process. Everything in life is a process. You don't really ever get things on the first try unless you're just like that. You know what I mean? But everything in life takes time. Everything in life takes a little bit of patience. If you got patience, you'll be ultimately really successful in life. And patience goes a long way. Life is lifing. It's one thing, life is lifing. But life is also very beautiful. I've been, when you cut out the distractions, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta take a break from social media, or you gotta let go of that junk food, or sometimes you just gotta get out the house and really just open your mind. Because our mind is a very powerful thing. It can either make us or it can either break us. And when you find some way to get some type of control over your mind and really ease those negative thoughts, or find ways to stimulate your brain in a positive way, whether it's, reading books, going for a run, exercise, listening to music, things like that will really help you in the long run. I think we focus so much on these, temporary pleasures and instant gratification that we forget how important it is to really focus on things that'll make us better in the long run. I think we strive so much for that instant pleasure, because that little hit of dopamine and things like that. We focus so much on that because it's like maybe we're not always happy. So that quick feeling of pleasure, that quick hit of dopamine kind of keeps us at ease for a while. But I think the best feeling is, putting that aside for a while and really going through the little things that may hurt, but will ultimately leave you a lot more successful in the future. I think, I've been saying I think a lot, but I really think that I feel that the more we go through those things that might hurt in the moment, or the things we may not want to do right now, just imagine in the future, maybe a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. Imagine if you started now, where would you be? If you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to start a business, you want to move to a different city, and just start over, whatever it is you really feel like you want to do deep inside. Maybe you don't know where to start, or maybe you don't feel like starting, but figure it out. Start now, start small, and really keep going at it consistently and see where you end up in the next few years of your life, maybe even the next month. It's all about starting now. And the journey not gonna be easy. It's gonna be moments where you don't feel like doing anything. It's gonna be moments where you hit a plateau. It's gonna be moments where you kind of just lose focus or you get off track sometimes. That's life, man. But if you want something bad enough, you're going to go through, you're gonna push yourself through anything to get there. And that don't mean you gotta freaking jump off a bridge or nothing to get there, but you're gonna have to struggle. Everybody struggles. The most successful people in the world have struggled, unless they were just born with a silver spoon in their hand. And sometimes those people lose that, so they gotta struggle again. So it's like, or they gotta struggle too. So it's like everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something in life. And no matter how wealthy, no matter how successful, no matter what they may have, on the outside, there's always something on the inside that needs improvement, or there's something that somebody needs to work on or heal. And it's a lot. Everybody's going through something, and that's why we got to learn to not be so hard on ourselves when things aren't going the way we want them to, or maybe we're not putting our all into something. Don't shame yourself, don't guilt yourself, don't put yourself down. Figure out what the issue is, or just kind of take a break from it, but make sure you get back to it at some point. We just got to learn to really find, the good things in life. And that sounds super cliche. I feel like this whole little podcast / video is very cliche, but, it's the truth. The things we hear all the time are sometimes the things you really need to hear. If you hear something multiple times, maybe a few times every single day, pay attention to that, especially if you're kind of brushing it off. Pay attention to what you're hearing, pay attention to those signs, and really, especially if you get a feeling when you hear it, like maybe your heart will like jump a little bit, or you just kind of feel drawn to whatever that thing or that person is saying, or the thing you read. Pay attention to it. Figure out what it means, figure out why you're hearing it or why you're seeing it, and really understand it and really use it. But yeah, I'm still just trying to find my way in all of this, I don't have anything perfectly figured out, but I'm doing my best. I have my days. I know we all have our days. Mental health is really one of the most important things that we can focus on right now, because it's like it's steadily declining. Our mental health is really bad, especially like, I don't know, I'm not going to, put it on a specific type of person, but, our mental health is declining, and we give a lot of our attention to the distractions and the instant pleasures, and we don't focus on the important things. You can't expect to become a millionaire one day if you can't even like take care of your mental. It all starts here. It starts in your mental. It starts in your heart. It starts inside. You can have all the material things in the world, man. You can have the nice chains. You can have all the money, all the cars, the nice homes. You can have all of that. And yes, that's going to make you happy. Of course it is, but not forever. Because eventually you're going to get tired of it. Eventually you're going to want something else. Eventually it's going to, that feeling is going to fade away. But what lasts is what's in here, what's inside, how you feel on the inside, your heart, your mind, what you put in your body. All of that matters. It's so much easier to say, you'll be happy when you get that new car, or you'll be happy when you finally move into your dream home, or you'll be happy when you finally get that relationship. But why wait? Happiness has no deadline. You can choose to be happy now and see how that really improves your life. Choose to be happy right now in this moment and see what it does for you. Even if you're at your lowest, man, find something to be happy about. Find something that makes you smile, and really focus on that for as long as you need to, so that everything else in your life will start to change and start to grow and start to shift. It's all about vibration. And I'm gonna make a whole separate podcast about like vibrations and energy and things like that. Like that's a big one, but it's all about the vibration, the energy that you give off. If you give off a very sad and depressed and down energy, that's going to shift off of you onto someone else. And you know, that vibration just kind of pushes people away from you. But when you spend time focusing on the things that make you happy, listening to music that makes you happy, doing things that make you happy, man, and you're not going to always be happy all the time. And that's one thing we got to get through our heads. We're not always going to be happy, but the more you try to feel your best, even when you're not as happy as you want to be, or maybe you don't want to, maybe you're never, I'm not going to say never, but you may not always walk around with a freaking smile on your face, always chipper, and that, I don't believe in that. But, you know, as long as you find some type of way to feel good, and if you don't feel good, you know, understand that emotion. Don't fight your emotions. We try to fight those negative emotions, and sometimes they could be telling us something. You know, you gotta really learn to, you know, and that's also going to be another podcast. But your emotions, they tell a story. How you feel can really speak to you in so many different ways you don't even understand, because sadness and anger and frustration and excitement and happiness, they all tell a story in their own way, and you have to really learn to understand your emotions. It's not a bad thing to be sad. It's not a bad thing to be angry, but you got to understand why you're feeling those things. Because there's definitely something within you that may need to be healed or fixed or cleansed, or just something going on inside that needs to be taken care of. And that's on you. That's on you. That's something you got to take up with God and with yourself, or with whoever or whatever you believe in. Really just sit down with yourself and just figure out what it is, man. You know, life is beautiful, but it's also like, it can be frustrating at times, and that's just life, man. That's one thing I've been saying a lot. It's like, that's life. Something happens, that's life. You know, how can I learn from this, or how can I grow, or whatever this is teaching me? What is it? You know? But yeah, I think that's really all that I had kind of built up. Of course, there's more. I might drop a vlog, and honestly, that vlog was really just me talking about my life and just trying to figure some things out. You know, I might post that as well. Y'all might get 2 videos, maybe not, maybe in the same week. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man. Man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.